This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Jim Schaller.
Good day. Today we have Good Neighbor Podcast number 11, and today we have Good Neighbor Gloria Sarzola, from Happy Wallet Quality Auto Repair. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, always pleasure to meet people out here in the community. So why don't we just start off by sharing a little bit about your business and what you guys do.
Absolutely, Jim. So Happy Wallet Quality Auto Repair is an I think the name says it, auto repair.
Self-explanatory.
We do get sometimes a little bit of questions if we do any body work. No, we are a mechanical shop. We take care of anything from as simple as an oil change all the way to full engine and transmission replacements.
Very nice. Very nice. That is, it's better than going to the dealers nowadays, right?
That's what I've heard.
Right. So how did you get started in this industry? I mean, especially a woman like yourself. I mean, that's amazing.
Well, that's a good question. So it's about 20 something years ago. I started working along with my husband. He was a service manager for a independent shop, kind of like mine. And, they needed an assistant there, and I came on board, and I'm just a curious person. I started asking the technicians all the time questions about, stuff that was going on the cars. And then one day, my husband was out of the office, and a customer came in, and I had to explain to him all the work that needed in his vehicle and sold him $5,000 worth of work. Kind of got the little knack for it.
That is great. That is great. That's it's amazing. When you put your mind to it, what you can learn, and jumping right in. And that's great. Now, I guess I should ask, are you from down here originally, or in this area?
So I was born in New York, but since I was 4 years old, I've lived in Miami, and I was raised there until 13 years ago when we moved to Naples.
Wow. What brought you over to the Naples area?
We loved the community for our kids. So much quieter, more peaceful. We felt like we can, raise them away from the hustle and bustle of the big city. So, yeah.
I'm with you. I'm originally from the Midwest and up by Chicago, and it's just too crazy and too busy and too cold, by the way, up there as well.
Yeah.
So I guess, like any industry, there's often a lot of myths and misconceptions or things that people really don't understand. Can you explain some of that, or address some of that for some of our listeners today?
Of course. So yes, a lot of the misconceptions is that mechanic shops are scary, especially for females, and I get that. I was one. I was there, and that's kind of why I got into this industry and loved it so much, because as a female, I can bring that perspective in. And yes, there is, I think like any industry, there's always going to be the good, the bad, the ugly, correct? But
Right.
The biggest thing that I say, and I try to put forward, is educate yourself in what what they're asking or telling you about your vehicle. There's so much information out there nowadays that you can look into before you even go to a shop. The information is very vast. But yeah, educate yourself, ask the right questions. As far as the things that people perspective, it's going to happen because, again, there's going to be the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Right. And you have to, it's great that information is out there and people can search beforehand, but sometimes that could be a little detriment sometimes, because they come in and I'm like, I know what's wrong. I looked it up on the internet.
Correct. So just like WebMD, right? We all become
Right.
doctors and,
Right.
and
Right.
mechanics thanks to Google and YouTube and all of this stuff. So yes, I think at the same time, we do have to respect people in their profession, their knowledge and capabilities. So just because we research something doesn't mean makes us an expert. I mean, this person that is working on your vehicle has years of experience. Hopefully you're going to somebody with years of experience. Give them the ability to give you that information. And if you feel like you're not getting that information, then yes, go ahead and research, ask questions. I think like anything, we all want respect. Just ask
Yeah.
respectfully why this or why that. That's
And
I think somebody
being
who
honest, and being honest. I mean, there's a lot of auto repair places out there that'll just try and fix anything just because you don't know anything about it. And, people are
correct, and it makes it hard for us, as I'm very honest and transparent in the work that we do. We do multi-point inspections with digital pictures, so when we send somebody a text message with their inspections, they're going to get pictures of the things that we're seeing, what's wrong with their vehicle, so that they can see it as well. This is how we keep open communication with our customers. If a mechanic, technician, however you want to call them, if they're telling you something but they're not willing to show you, I would definitely be questioning that.
right, right. I know for a while in the industry, it was like people would, there were some repair places that would give you the old part to prove that they actually changed the part back in the day. And I'm like, what am I going to do with this? I appreciate it, but
Yeah.
it's so. We've all gone through some type of hardship or challenge that has kind of, I don't know, made us who we are today. Is there something that's kind of, you've experienced that has made you the person you are today and the business you are today?
Yes. The biggest challenge that we had was when my husband became medically disabled because of an accident that he had at work. And it was 2 years of him going through all his therapy, surgeries, and at the end of the 2 years, knowing that he would never be going back to work, and supporting our family of six. We then, I took the decision to go back into the work field. I came back into this industry because I knew that it was, in my passion to begin with. And I knew that, as a service advisor, before I became an owner, so as a service advisor, I was able to make my salary based on, the capabilities of selling services to customers. And as I was back in the industry, I had all the knowledge of admin and, working in all these other fields. And I was like, you know, I'm just not seeing, dealerships providing the quality of service that I want to see. I worked for a couple of independent, and I was like, we can do more, we can do better, we can educate our customers. And at the end, instead of sitting every day and fighting with the owner of a shop and going, hey, we should really be taking this extra step for this customer, I decided I want my own place. I want my own business. I want a shop that I can provide with excellence the service, that customers deserve.
And that's great because, like you said, there's a lot of owners out there that don't see the vision or don't communicate the customer service. And then you, an employee, sometimes your hands are tied. But being the owner, now you're in control of that, and you can make sure your employees are servicing and taking care of the people the right way. That is great. You mentioned you had 6 kids. Any interest in them getting involved in the industry?
I have 4 boys that are home with me. I have 5 in total before home. So it's my
Okay.
husband. Yeah. So 6 of us in total.
Right. Okay. 6 of you guys. Okay.
Yeah. So one of my boys is my 21-year-old. He works with me. He runs my second location, and
Okay.
I'm telling you, he is amazing. He is definitely his mother's son. He's truly amazing. He's surprised me, and at 21 years old, he just does things that I'm very amazed with.
That's great. That's good. You've raised them well. See, that's
Thank
it's
you.
that they jump in and they want to learn, and that's rare nowadays for some of the younger generation. So you've done something right there. That is great. Is there something else maybe our listeners should maybe know about you guys? You mentioned you have 2 locations as well too.
Yeah, so we have 2 locations here in Naples, with the idea of growing in the next couple of years to more locations. Again, the more of the community that I can touch and be there to service, that's what I'm here for. We have an amazing warranty program of 5 years, 50,000 miles on all repairs that we do on vehicles. And this also means it's nationwide. So if you're traveling and a repair that we did, a part that we installed, failed, because again, these are mass produced items that they can fail early, we will take care of it. We have 2 national programs that will either take care of it with that shop that, outside of our area. Or if they don't, I'll break out my credit card and pay for it, and just take care of it for you. I want you back on the road, and I want you safe on the road.
And that's great. That's customer service the way it should be. That is wonderful. I guess I'll ask this as a last kind of question, but outside of work, what do you enjoy doing? We live down here in Southwest Florida.
I like to go to music events. That's one of the things. I personally, I'm a crafter, so I like to do that as a kind of wind down time thing. And other than that, I spend a lot of time with my family. We just do things together or travel.
That is great. That is great. And the business allows you to do all that stuff and keep the family together. That's great that they're involved as well.
Yeah.
So if our listeners want to get a hold of you, what would be the best way for them to reach out and find you?
Well, directly calling us, our main number, which is 239-404-7589. Our website, which is www.happywalletautorepair.com. And we're on Facebook as well.
Very good. Very good. Well, Gloria, it was a pleasure getting to know you this morning. And I look forward to, if my car needs repair soon, I know where to go now.
Absolutely. We're here to help.
All right. Thank you. You have a great day.
You too. Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast Estero. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpestero.com. That's gnpestero.com. Or call 239-296-2621.